Hi everyone, it's Holari again. Today I'll be showing you how I make this beautiful shift dress with a DTF design. Please stay with me and let's get started. First, I folded my crepe fabric. I used 1.5 yards of crepe and 1.5 yard of a patterned material, vintage material. So I'm going to be using a freehand on with this method. What I did first is leave half-inch space on the top of my fabric, folded it into two using the bust measurement plus 3 inches. Now I'm taking my neckline, which is 3 by 1. 3 by 1 because I am starting with the back. So the back measurements, the neckline for the back measurements is 3 by 1 inches, after which I go ahead to connect. Okay, sorry, in this tutorial I'm not using any cuff or anything, it's just going to be strictly my hand. So here the next thing I'm going to do is to take my shoulder measurements. That's my shoulder width. Okay, so which is 8 for the client I am working for. Okay, so you just impute yours to your fabric. Okay, then the next thing I'll go ahead to do is to come down by 1 inch. Okay, after coming down by 1 inch, I'll connect it to the neck point. Okay, now the next thing I'll go ahead to do is to take the armhole measurement. Okay, just divide your armhole into 2 and impute the measurement. So for this dress, it is 8.5. Okay, I'll go ahead and connect it like so. Now I'm going to come ahead and create a curve. Okay, just like so, gently. You can look for the midpoint of your armhole and it will guide you. The next measurement is going to be the bust. I just came down by 2 inches from the armhole and added 3 inches to my bust. For example, if your bust is 40, you will add 3. That's making it 43. So 43 divided by 4 is your measurement. The next measurement is going to be my shoulder to waistline. Okay, I'm just going to mark that point. Then from my waistline, I'll measure my waist to hip line. Okay, so for this person, it is 8. So I'm just going to mark as well. Then I'll take my waist measurements. Then mark. Then take my hip measurements. Do not forget, you are adding 3 inches to all your measurements. Okay, for example, if your waist is 20, you are adding 3 inches to 20, and that's 23. So that 23 is what you will divide by 4 to get your waist measurement. Okay, if your hip is 40, you do the same. You add 3 inches to your hip measurements, making it 43 divided by 4. Okay, after doing this, the next thing is the length of your gown. Okay, now for this style, the flare part, the gathered part, the print part is starting exactly on the hip line on the side, then it drapes to the front. Okay, a bit. So from the hip, I'll just connect this to the mid hip. So this is the mid hip. Then from the mid hip, I'll connect to 4 inches on the center. Okay. Now I'll connect to 4 inches. You can make yours 4 to 5, depending on you. You can even make it 6. It's totally up to you. So the next thing I'll go ahead to do is to add my seam allowance. Yes, I'm done with the back. That is everything I need for the back. So I'll just mark my seam allowance of 1 inch. And the next thing I'll go ahead to do is to cut it out. So I added seam allowance of 1 inch to the side, then ½ inch to the armhole, and to the upper parts, that parts, the shoulder part, I added ½ inch. No allowance on the neckline. Now go ahead and cut that out. So I'm cutting on the same allowance. So the next thing is to cut the front. I'll fold my fabric into 2, then place the back on the front like so. Okay, then I'll go ahead and cut the neckline. Okay, in this part, I won't be cutting out the neck shape yet. I'll just cut the shoulder width, making sure that there is no other fabric under. Then cut out the shoulder width. and trace out the armhole using the front neckline. Now, the armhole goes in a bit deeper than the front, than the back armhole. That was why I raised the back up to go in like 0.2 from the center point of the front armhole. And that's that. So I'm going to be cutting the same side seam as the front. So I'll just use the front. I'm not adding zipper allowance or anything. This dress is without a zip. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut using the front like so. Now I am done. So the next thing I want to do is the neckline. Okay. So I'm just going to measure the depth of the neckline I'll be using. Okay, so for this dress I am using 6. Okay, so I just measured 3 from the existing neckline of the back. So I need 6 for this. Okay, so I just take it away. So I just take away the back so I can see what I am doing clearly. So that's a 6. I'll connect it to 3 on the neck points. Then the next thing I'll go ahead to do is to cut it out gently. Now I'll be putting a button on the back, just one button. So here I am creating the slit on the neck point for the back. So I just went down by 3 inches to get that. Now, this is me trying to reconfirm my measurements. I am going to take out this, what I have here, from the entire measurement. For example, the entire measurement is 42, okay, and this is already 30, okay. So I'll just take out that from the entire measurement. So I want to have a map of Africa in front of this dress. You can put any design of your choice. You can put an African woman there. You can get these things on Pinterest. Okay, just go to Pinterest and download stencils. You know, you can have, and you can draw it from scratch, just like I am doing here. I'm just trying to draw out a map of Africa. So I'm just looking at the drawing and I am using it to draw out mine. Okay, so this could be you. You can draw the shape of anything you like. You can have any design on it. Okay, so this is me trying to sketch out from scratch what I want, and I want a map of Africa. I am done with the map, then I'll be cutting it out gently. Okay, so I don't cut inside the pencil, I cut outside. Okay, I make sure I'm cutting behind my sketch, so just in case there is any error, I'll be able to correct it or retrace it. So here is me trying to retrace it to be sure I have a perfect edges or perfect trimming. Now I'm going to bring out my print, okay? Then I'll place the map over it, okay? I'll be cutting 2 of this. I went ahead to iron a paper stay on the red, okay? So this is the other one. Like I said, I need 2 of this. So I'll be tracing this out. I'll be using the same fabric for both. This depends on you. I'll go ahead to take it to my sewing machine and just stitch the edges gently like that. Okay, what I'm stitching is not up to 0.5. So let's say 0.25. I'll go ahead and stitch carefully, navigating my way through all the corners. Okay, you can't be very fast here because once you do, you might end up not getting the right edge. Okay, and this has a lot of edges, corners. So just take it slightly So I'm done stitching, then I'll come to trim it out. You will realize that when I was cutting the wrong side, I didn't make it equal with the right side. So I'm going to slit the center of the wrong side. Okay, this is where I'll be turning out the main fabric. Okay, see as I gently turn it out. Okay, now I have it out. I'm going to go ahead and use my scissors to bring out all of the edges before going to iron them, before going to iron it. Okay, now this is my fabric, my main fabric. Okay, so I'm going to place the map of Africa on the fabric like so. I'll make sure you can place it because this does not really have equal sides. You know, it's asymmetrical kind of. So I'm just going to place it, looking for a suitable point. Then I'll make sure that it is centralized, like so. Okay. Once I have this, I'm going to pin it down. Then I'll go ahead and place hemming gum under it. This is just to secure. Okay. This is just to secure my map. I'll slit it into two and place it under. Okay, then I'll go ahead and iron it. It will make it stabilize so that when I am sewing, this doesn't move around. This is why we do this. It's okay, you might use a fabric glue if that's fine for you. Now, I am trying to cut the facing for the neckline here. So I'm just going to place my fabric and cut and then chalk the facing. Okay, I am done cutting it out and I'll go ahead and stitch it. Okay, so I'm done here, and I did the same thing for the back. Now this is the down parts, the down parts, the skirt part of the gown. Okay, so you can decide to make this pleated or you can make it gathered, then place it around your gown. Now this is the hem of the print parts. Okay, I just go ahead and do that first. So the next thing is the sleeve. Okay, you measure the length of your sleeve and then you mark it. Then you come down by you mark it. Okay, so then the next thing is measure your round sleeve and mark it. You mark this at the length of your sleeve. Then I need to get my calf height. I came down by 4 inches for my calf's height. Then I'll measure my armhole points. Then I'll connect from my arm point to the calf's height. So I have that. Then I am going to cut a band for the sleeve, and I'll be using the band to turn the hem of the sleeve. Now I flip to the right side, then I folded in 1/2 inch and ironed down, then I top stitched. Then after I'm done with this, I place it on my gown and it's ready. This is what I have. If you find this video useful, please kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel. This will encourage me to do more.